Have you been wondering what is the new tech for the new normal for SMEs? Sa dinami-dami, ano nga ba? Well, if you are a sales agent, reseller, partner, or a client, which we all are, you've got to stay tuned because our next speaker is practicing PECE or Professional Electronics and Communications Engineer, and he has been in the telecommunications industry for over 40 years. Currently, he is running his 17 years old business called Clixlogic Inc., a technology solutions and after-sales service provider serving various industries. His company provides new technology solutions for the new normal. And today he will discuss these new and relevant solutions such as indoor air monitoring systems, Teltonica mobility devices, Thuraya satellite phones, and more. So let's welcome, currently in Singapore, the President and CEO of Clixlogic Inc., Mr. Charlie Fernando. Good morning, Sir Charlie.
Morning, how are you guys in the Philippines? Can I start the presentation already?
Yes, you may. Go ahead, Sir Charlie.
Okay, sige. So my presentation is called New Tech for the New Normal. But before anything else, okay, let me, ano yan, ano tawag dyan? Magba-bragging rights muna ako. So we just got an award from the Philippine Daily Inquirer that we are a growth champion for 2022. So among thousands of applicants, we are among the 25 who were given the award. So we never thought we'd be able to do that. We were actually surprised. So we are quite a small company but then compared to our other colleagues in the growth champion list. So in the growth champion, you have companies like Security Bank, you have companies like BDO and Converge for that matter. So nakakataba ng puso. So we must have done something good. And this was even during the pandemic. So in the last 3 years, we grew by, I think, almost 90% in the last 3 years. So there. So before anything else, siguro I'd like you guys to grab pen and paper. I will ask you something. I'll ask you a quiz. Who knows, baka mamaya may premyo kayo. So most of you are startups, I'm sure, or small companies. And I want you to think about your clients that provide you with 80% of your sales. So usually it's 20% of your clients. Again, you know who your top clients are. And if you have 10 clients, only 2 of them will give you 80% of the business. So why don't you list it down? And I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Okay. So why did I ask you to list it down? Kasi as a review, it's called the Pareto principle. And we tried it as well, and we noticed the same thing. 80% of the revenue, 20% of the clients. So I hope my products will fit your 20% that gives you 80%. Kung hindi, at least you learn something from me. So, okay. I just talked to a businessman last Sunday. Yeah, selling halo-halo. Would you believe that he's selling 3 million pesos worth of halo-halo every month online. And he can sell halo-halo from Manila all the way to Subic. So pag umabot ng Subic at natunaw, your money back. Okay, so he even sells halo-halo with a 24-karat gold topping. Imagine how crazy that can be. So my question is, and you try and understand my products, anong kinalaman ng halo-halo sa technology for the new normal? So something to think about. I also talked to another friend who has a private plane for 2 packs. So I just met him Sunday again and nagkakwentuhan kami. Sabi niya, Charlie, I have a private plane. Would you like to ride? Siyempre, alam ko naman sabihin ko hindi, di ba? So, kwento ko, sabi ko, I want to try skydiving, but I think the places are still closed. I hope it opens up soon, and I want to do that. And I also told him na I did paragliding a few months back, and I enjoyed it so much. So my next question is, what does new tech for the new normal have with paragliding? So again, from the products that I will show you later, try and see whether you can answer this. So I have classified our products to a few classifications: work from home or work anywhere, and then office automation, and then solutions that will make us ready for another possible disaster. Pondo, Yolanda, yung Taal eruption, and nag-earthquake na naman a few days ago, hindi ba? And what happens if there's another lockdown brought about by COVID or any other virus for that matter? Are we ready? So I'm going to show you the products that we have, work from home, work anywhere. This is a glorified power bank. But this power bank can power your laptops, can power your routers. Actually, makakabili ka sa Lazada nito eh. It's very, very similar. Very similar specs. But what sets us apart? What sets us apart is because we are Clixlogic. We are very good at after-sales support. Pag bumili ka ba sa Lazada or Shopee, pwede mo bang sabihin na kailangan mo ng 1-year warranty? Walang ganun. Sasabihin lang 1 week, 2 weeks warranty. Diba? In our case, we provide 1-year warranty for this particular product. You can use it for your own. You can even resell it to your clients. Now, this one, I hope that there are techies here. This is an LTE router. So what is it for? Work from home ka, nagtatrabaho ka, may fiber connection ka, then naputulan ng fiber. What happens? Hindi pa pwedeng tumigil ka ng trabaho. In this case, this device will automatically switch to the LTE SIM. So there's a SIM slot here where you can install, let's say, a prepaid SIM. In other models that we have, you can put, let's say, a Globe and a Smart SIM, and it will combine all these bandwidths together so that you don't have any cut in the internet whatsoever. Some use cases for the Teltonica routers. So, vending machine. Bakit mo kailangan sa vending machine yan? Kasi in some cases, naubos na yung laman ng vending machine, hindi mo pa alam. But what if you have a Teltonica router in the vending machine that tells you, a small entrepreneur, na teka muna, kailangan mong puntahan yung vending machine mo doon sa isang lugar na mauubusan na ng mga soft drinks, for example. Then you become more efficient. Let's say you have, for example, 10 or 20 vending machines all over, let's say, Cavite, with a Teltonica router. The vending machine will talk to the router will inform you that, teka muna, kailangan mo na mag-load ng Coke, kailangan mo na mag-load ng Pepsi, kailangan mo na mag-load ng chips on this particular vending machine. Then you become very efficient. You don't have to do the usual milk run with your van full of ingredients na sisilipin mo kung may laman yung vending machine mo o hindi. You can do these things automatically. Digital signage. How will you make sure that the digital signage is still working? In the case of a lot of digital signages, ano yan eh, parang meron kang USB, or siguro nag-download ka, let's say, from a pocket Wi-Fi on what you are going to show. Either a small digital signage or a huge digital signage that you see in EDSA. But what usually happens in the digital signage is a glorified large LED display with a computer. Ganun lang kasimple yan. Ano pa nangyayari sa computer? Nagahang, di ba? So you see digital signages kung ano-ano lumalabas, hindi napapakinabangan. And what do you need to do to fix it? The usual thing to do when there's something wrong with the computer, i-reset mo, hindi ba? But what do the techs or what do the people maintaining the digital signage do? They go to the site, turn off the device, turn it on again, and ayos na. In our case, you can do a remote reset. So you just command the Teltonica router, i-reset mo nga yan, tapos andyan na siya. Smart parking, pwede mong kabitan. Charging stations. Electric vehicles are going to be very, very popular. It will happen, definitely. And again, you need a way for you to find out. Let's say you have this business charging station. That will be the new gas station in the future. It will be charging stations. But how will you make sure that the charging stations operate or operate properly? So you should have a way to connect these charging stations to the internet for you to find out the status of the charging station. Alam nga namang may gas boy kang nagsasaksak doon sa charging station. Hindi na uso yun. Low-tech na yun masyado. So just imagine what you can do with a router that is so powerful that you can manage all these devices, all these ATM machines remotely. So you know if the ATM machine is working or not. You know if the payment system is working or not. Kasi karamihan dyan, karamihan dyan is parang naka-pocket Wi-Fi lang. So the Teltonica router is actually a high-end pocket Wi-Fi. Kung pocket Wi-Fi, mga nabibili mo ng 300, 400 pesos. This one is a little bit more expensive. Pero if you look at the total cost of ownership, you find out how efficient your work becomes. Next one. Okay. Another set of use cases for the Teltonica routers. You need a hotspot. Alam nga namang pocket Wi-Fi na naman. Hindi pwede pag maraming gumagamit. What if you need a hotspot na may Globe Smart at saka dito? How do you do that? Kukonek ka ba sa Smart? Lilipat ka ng Globe? Lilipat ka ng dito? But what if you have a device that connects everything in one Wi-Fi access point? Other applications are here. Offices, kung kailangan mo ng backup internet in case your connectivity gets cut off. Okay, so just take a look at all these possible applications for the Teltonica routers. Another work from home or work anywhere solution is Thuraya satellite phones. During Typhoon Odette, biglang naubos yung mga stocks namin. Actually, ngayon, nahihirapan kaming bumili ng stocks because these devices are now extensively being used in Ukraine. So naubusan kami ng stocks. So what is a satellite phone for? Kailangan mo for disasters. You never know when it will happen. That's why you should have one available in your Go banks. So this would be great to sell to the armed forces, to the PNP, and to companies who value connectivity when there is none available. And we also have other devices that will provide you with some internet access, hindi mabilis, pero kesa wala. Last but not the least, the Thuraya Marine Star, it's installed in boats so that you have a way to report your fish catch. In fact, kailangan na yan ng BIFAR eh. So you need to report the fish catch. There are a lot of issues happening now in the fishing industry because it's not being taken care of so well. We're in boats from other countries, even boats from other places in the Philippines. They intrude dun sa mga, there's a place that parang exclusive zone for those who are staying, let's say, in Batangas. You cannot go to Cebu to do some fishing. Parang meron silang location lang na na specified. And how do you do that? You need a device that tells you or that tells BIFAR or Marina hanggang dito ka lang. And you should have a way to report. So, what's the business case here? So those of you who have connections with the fishing industry, talk to us. Those of you who have connections in the military, talk to us. We'll be glad to assist you. Now let's move to office automation. Earthquake recording instruments are required in buildings nowadays. So it's a DPWH, what do you call this? IRR, saying that buildings of a certain size should have earthquake recording instruments already. Ang daming buildings, hindi namin kayang puntahan lahat yan. So, what are we looking for? We are looking for people who can refer us to building owners, who can refer us to building or construction companies. Ano yan eh, sobrang lawak nung requirement in the Philippines that we'd rather partner with a lot of people who can maybe sell one or two or a few more, and we'd be happy to share the benefits of the solution. So the margins are exciting. Get in touch with us. Another office automation requirement or another office automation solution that Clixlogic has is the Clix Air Check. There is this DOLE, the Department of Labor and Employment, the Department Order 244 that tells offices that you should monitor your carbon dioxide levels. Bakit? They found out that if the carbon dioxide level in your office exceeds so many thousand parts per million, the chances of you getting sick is much, much higher. So this was brought about by the pandemic, by COVID. So how do you, ang unang problema dyan is, pwede kang bumili ng carbon dioxide monitor sa Lazada. Kano ba? Less than 500 pesos. Pag isa lang ang kwarto mo. But what if you have a BPO or a call center or an office with so many rooms? You should have what's this? You should have a carbon dioxide monitor for all these rooms. That is one challenge. The next challenge is, how do you know if the carbon dioxide level has exceeded in a particular room? Alam ka namang meron kang taong umiikot-ikot dyan. Alam ka namang may tao ka all the time. Diba? So that's number 2. Number 3, Dole, one of these days, will say, hey, company A, you better report the carbon dioxide levels in your offices. Let's say every hour on the hour, for example. And what if you have 100 rooms, for example? How will you report? Or sasabihin ni Dole, i-report mo na lang siguro yung carbon dioxide level at 2,000 parts per million. Then how will you change that? Ilang taong kailangan mo i-hire just to do that? So what is our solution? There you go. It's called the Clix Air Check. It's an indoor air quality system built for enterprise. Again, 1, 2, hanggang 5 carbon dioxide or air quality monitors, kaya mong manu-manuhin yan. But then if you have a few rooms or a few buildings for that matter, for example, we have a client that has 46 buildings with around 100,000 people. And this is a call center. So, and definitely they will be asked by Dole to provide a solution like this. Siyempre, mga BPOs na yan, they have to conform kagad because they have this international standard. Yung mga Filipino companies, pwede na yan, kaya ko nang ayusin yan sa Dole, for example. But for US or companies based abroad, first thing they will do is definitely comply. And here comes the potential for you guys to sell to them. Pwede natin pag-usapan. We will provide the solution. And this is all automated. And this is all so easy to install as well. Next, what do we have? And some other ways to have what you call smart building or smart solution for your offices. So again, asset monitoring, we should have a way to have real-time occupancy and some security systems already. Smart building devices, ang advantage on what we have right now is that these are all so easy to install. In a lot of smart building devices, yung mga luma, the device maybe costs 5,000 pesos. But wiring the device to a central location is usually more expensive than the device itself. Think those of us who have gone to the SM mall parking, nakikita nyo, hindi ba merong sensor sa taas nung parking slot that turns red or green? So that's a very simple sensor, but take a look at all the piping that connects all these things together. And that simply means that the sensor may cost 5 or 10,000 pesos, but piping becomes much, much more expensive. In our case, our solutions are wireless. So you just stick it there. It's battery operated, that will last for several years. So you have to change the batteries, but it's much, much more simpler and more economical to do so. Some other solutions that we have here. I will show you some examples on how this is installed. Okay, for example, this is a data center, and you have a switch that will tell you when the door is opened or when the door is closed. Napaka-simpleng device. You don't need to have a local alert. For example, when that particular door is open, you get a message in your smartphone. Let me give you a good example for this. For example, you stay in a condominium. Meron kang alarm system for your condominium. So may nagbukas, mag-a-alarm. May pakialam ba yung security guard? Walang pakialam yung security guard. Sa dami ba naman ng mga kwarto doon eh? Kung nag-iingay yung isang kwarto, then maybe they will, if they notice it, then okay lang. What if not? What if they don't notice it? So if somebody opens the door, then you get an alert. Then you know if your condominium unit is intruded into. Take, for example, a bank with a few hundred foreclosed properties or condominiums. The usual thing they do is that if there is, if the place is quite huge, they let some other people stay there para kung may titingin na mabubuksan ng mga tao. But then, what if you just need to monitor if there's somebody coming in or not? So something as simple as a remote switch that will tell you if the door was opened or not will make it very, very simple for banks or for those with properties. Okay. So we have other stuff, remote temperature monitoring, some other equipment monitoring, flood warning. It used to be a huge device. Now it's just as big as a cigarette lighter. Other devices, personal trackers for security. It's this small. It's this small, and it will last. The batteries will last for several hours or several days, depending on the usage. Saan pwedeng gamitin? Yan. I'm a bit sensitive to this because I noticed. Well, my mom is 94 years old, and sometimes natakot ako. What if she falls down and nobody's there? So if you attach a device as small as this, it has a fall detector. You have other solutions. You can install it on pets so that you have a tracking system for pets. You have asset trackers. These devices you can just stick into a generator or stick on a container van. It will track wherever you are. Last but not the least, we have an aircon power saver. We're going to come out with a promotion to lower the price of this one. Okay, my last statement. You can't manage what you can't measure. Key takeaways, guys. So again, I'm looking for agents or resellers. Pivoting now is the new normal. When you have a business, you always find the gaps of your clients. Ano ba pwede kong ibenta dyan? Ano bang kulang dyan? Ano ba pwede kong i-provide sa kanila? And high-tech doesn't mean high price. IoT, Internet of Things, is a huge, huge market. guys, I urge you to read about the Internet of Things. And again, let's be lifelong learners. And here is our contact information. You can get in touch with us. We have a virtual booth as well. So there, questions, guys.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of questions starting to come in for Sir Charlie. Hindi pa nga po tapos ang kanyang talk. Ang dami ng questions. Everyone's excited to learn more about these new technology. Actually, for the interest of time, and as much as we want to accommodate more questions, all the rest of the questions will be entertained through their booth. By the way, Sir Charlie, ang dami na pong nakapila sa inyong booth na nagtatanong ng inyong mga new technology. And we really appreciate this new technology for the new normal. Surely, ang ating mga kasama from the SMEs appreciate everything you have prepared, especially yung work anywhere solutions, ha? Especially for those locations who are having problem with their connectivity. The facility monitoring, very helpful. And one thing na recall ko, Sir Charlie, tama ba? High-tech doesn't necessarily mean high-priced. I'll remember that. So, wag na po kayo mag-atubili. Please make sure you drop by their booth. Lahat po ng inyong mga katanungan ay sasagutin ng ating speaker and the rest of their attendees right there in their booth. Marami pong salamat. At for the interest of time, we'll be giving way to the next speaker. Once again, we would like to show our appreciation for your time. Thank you, Sir Charlie, for being here with us and the rest of the speakers. We'll be back in a bit for our next presenter. Yes, Sir Charlie.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind me asking.
Yes.
Konting konting overtime.
Yes,
Para
yes.
para saan yung what does the golden halo have to do with high technology? Can somebody answer that?
Yeah,
Sige
kanina
nga.
pa po ako napapaisip doon sa golden
Ganito
halo-halo.
ganito yan. Whoever gives me the first right answer, I'll give $1,000.
Wow!
Oh,
Did you
sige
hear
nga.
that? $1,000.
Sige nga, $1,000 now. Oh, who can answer me?
Okay,
Let
we're
me
now
check
checking on the chat box. Okay.
Di ba?
Ako, nagsisimula na silang napapaisip sila dun sa golden halo-halo na yan.
Ay, nako. So, what does it have to
Perfect
do
pala.
with high technology?
Perfect timing pa naman, lalo na ngayon na
diba?
summer na. Summer na here in the Philippines.
Tapos siguro,
Okay.
I'll ask another question. Para
Yes.
$2,000 kung sakasakali. So what
So
has
generous.
technology have to do with the halo-halo? That's number one. Number two, what can I do? Why do I like what is something different that I did when I did paragliding? Yeah. Diba? Anong technology pinrovide ko?
Yes.
Wala yatang kayang sumagot. Nako.
Oh, nako, ipasok nyo na yan at mayroon pa silang mga prizes na ibibigay from their booth. Come on. Can we check on Miss Shelly? At may mga sumasagot na ba? May mga attempt na ba dyan?
Wala eh. Walang
But
nakinig.
guess what? I think it has something to do, I guess, with the eyes. Kasi coming from Manila to...
Okay. Sige. Pwede
Diba?
na yan. Sige. Okay.
Parang parang may kinalaman sa yellow, hindi natutunan kasi pang halo-halo ito. Ang hindi ko lang ma-connect, Sir Charlie, ay yung kinalaman ng gold toppings. Yun lang extra challenge talaga sa akin. Kanina ko pa pinag-iisipan.
Yung gold toppings actually, it's a 500 peso halo-halo with something with gold topping. Would you believe that? So, and this guy, he's selling halo-halo at 3 million pesos a month on halo-halo. My God. Pero what is his problem? Yeah. Wala kayang sumagot. Sagutin ko na ba?
Wala po. Sige, sirit na, Sir Charlie. Come on, share. Spill the beans. Share it.
Okay. The problem with his setup. Sige. Okay. Anyway, sige. Lalagay ko lang sa chat later.
Okay. More answers to be shared by Sir Charlie in the chat. Maraming salamat.
Okay, bye-bye.